In the blasted ruins of a shattered world, only a handful endure. The lost, the opportunistic, the darkened. All playthings in the hands of the demon lords. Yet even in this darkness, a spark of defiance glimmers.
And we're back. All right. This is the log from last week. We'll see how much it makes sense. Okay. The party fights the Kuthric Hive Lord. Julius heals the party as they fight. I love how I put that in there, like just to remind everyone how useful he is. After killing the Hive Lord, Tizkar sees a strange woman in the corner, but she vanishes before he could get to her. Rinzig harvested 5 eggs at 500 gold each. And Tizkar harvests 3 pounds of Kuthric meat. Dane finds an amber with a little spiraled feather, black feather suspended inside. Julius is visibly frightened of it. Dane demands what Julius knows. Julius is upset and runs off, saying he doesn't know, and if they were smart, they'd get rid of it. The party witnesses the March of the Dead. Townies, including someone named Mr. Cobb, are among the dead. Then I have a note here that says Kebab and Kebabs versus Khabib's Kebabs. The Kebab Wars are a serious part of history. I love the tone. It goes from like the March of the Dead. Shift, yeah. And the townsfolk are leaving. The kebab and the kebabs. Okay, Salith asks for information on joining the tournament and plans to train with Dane in the morning. And Hale approaches Rin and asks him to synthesize more of the golden glue. So, you all went home that night. It is going to be, so make sure you have your long rest. You're leveled up. You all feel like that experience with the Kuthrics and missing a lot. You all meditate a little bit and think about your problems. Do any of you have a special way you want to transition the night into the next day, or do you want to just move to the next day? Sounds like you want to move to the next day. Excellent. So, let's start with Salith and Dane. You planned to meet up in the pit the next morning to train.
That sounds so lovely. Could we possibly not start with Salith and Dane? Because I think Salith and Dane both did not level up their characters.
I leveled up my character.
Salith did not level up her character. I can do it later, no problem.
You can. Why don't you go do it then? Well,
no. I'll just do that part later, yeah.
Okay, and you can do it in
maybe
D&D
that's
Beyond.
part of my... Yeah, no, it's okay. That's part of where we're training. So this is I'm training and I'm going to level up.
Okay. We're super immersive, yeah. You haven't leveled up in game yet, so you can't level up in real life either.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to move you guys to my brand new map of where the pit is. So you guys will be meeting at the very bottom level, which is several levels lower than street level. I'm going to pop your characters out where there's like 2 stairwells that lead down. I'm going to put everyone on this map so you can all see. So I'll just put everyone down here. Okay. So here you are on the bottom floor. Just so that you get a little bit of, get your bearings. You are standing in the atrium right now. This is like the bottom floor. If you look straight up, you just see like the building kind of wrapping around you. In the very center is raised the pit, the actual fighting pit. It's actually tall. It like sticks up out of the ground and is level with the second level above you. On this bottom floor, you have access to the 2 barracks. This barracks, this is the entrance to the first barracks. This is where the Fang Breakers sleep. This barracks is usually where traveling, like visitors stay. You know how like sports teams will have a visitor locker and a team locker. This is the entrance to the kennels. This is where Baxter is with his puppy dogs, and the armory and Gaius's office are up here. This middle spot, you notice that it is pretty early, but there are a few people kind of dressed in athletic wear just jogging around in like little groups, like they're warming up or they're training or they're exercising. It is pretty clear that when there are no fights going on, this whole like middle like ring is kind of like a training area or an exercise area. So do you guys want to do some one-on-one training, or do you want to find Baxter and see if he has any like animals for you to beat up?
I think Dane is like, as Salith approaches this area, no matter what time it is, whether it is early or indeed late, he runs past the time that they already said. He's like running laps around people. He's like lapping people on the laps, running way more intensely and competitively than like anybody else who's just like out for a casual run.
Is he in athletic gear, or is he in armor?
No. He's in full armor. And he's just jogging around. And everybody's it's very noticeable that he's doing this. And he stops as soon as he sees Salith, and he just goes, "You're late."
I am right on time. You're going to wear yourself out before we even begin.
You see like a small drop of sweat like go into his mask, and then the mask absorbs it. He goes, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
She rolls her eyes. Well,
all right.
Shall we?
Yes, we shall. I go over to like a punching bag.
Yeah, I would say that maybe because this is training times, in these little corners, you will find punching bags. Maybe in one of these corners, you see like some exercise equipment, like a barbell and benches all set up. There's no fights really planned for this week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is all set up as like kind of like a gymnasium. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you definitely find some punching bags.
Yeah. Dane just goes, "All right, let's see what you got." And he like holds the punching bag like out to you.
Want me to hit it?
What do you think the fighting pits are?
You hit it and it hurts your knuckles so bad.
Fuck.
You need to turn into it more. Listen, these fights, they're not just...
You need to lean into it more. She goes...
And I feel like you're standing behind it. And you get a nat 20. Okay, just in case we turn this into an audio podcast, the first roll was an 8. The second roll was a nat 20.
Yeah, that's good form. Listen, these fights, they're not going to be... Gaius likes to fight fair. He likes to pin fair fighters against fair fighters. You're going to be going up against somebody else who's new. The competitors don't like the fairness. They don't like to play fair. You're going to have to find your edge. You're going to have to find a way to overcome those odds.
Did you just say you don't like to fight fair? You can choose how you react to that, Dane, but I feel like that would set off an alarm bell because of you knowing how these things work.
Listen, it's not fighting fair. It's not fighting dirty. That's the issue. It's getting away with it. Gaius is very observant. If he feels as if the fight is not going in a fair way, there will be consequences.
Is magic off limits?
Are these bare knuckle brawls, or are these like full-on weapon fights?
So there is a variety. Like there's different classes, I guess you would call it, and magic is typically not something that is common, but this tournament is kind of a big deal. So it's something that if there isn't a magic division set up, you might be able to talk Gaius into setting one up. Because he definitely wouldn't be willing to put her up against someone who's brawling, because he thinks that would not be good entertainment. That would just be stupid. It would be insulting to his ring. Like, why am I putting a little girl who cannot wrestle with a half-orc man that's 500 pounds in the ring together? That's just bad sport.
Yeah. Dean goes, if there is a magical portion of this fight, which I believe there might be, I would be concerned about what magic others are using. Magic here is not exactly predictable. It can vary from enchantments, and he glares at Salith, to destructive magic, explosive things. The fight will not stop if somebody loses a limb or loses their life. Well, then it'll stop. But it won't stop until then.
Noted. What's next?
Target practice. And he, like, goes over to... Are there, like, magical targets, or are they just, like, plain targets?
I'll let you decide. If you think there are magical targets, then there can be magical targets. What would that look like? I'll let you be the one to describe it.
I feel like there would be, like, an archery target, and then, like, a target beside it that's, like
a crystal that absorbs the hits, so it's not like...
Yeah, and it, like, blinks green or whatever when you hit it, or
maybe
something to that
shoots
effect.
back. Maybe it shoots them back, so that, like, you have
Okay,
to,
I
like,
like that.
practice dodging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have that. But, like, the beam that hits you is harmless, right? Or is it?
No.
Do we not
We're
give a
gonna find
shit?
out.
All right, fair enough.
You'll get hurt.
I just want to see where we're playing at.
There is an
yeah,
infirmary 2 levels up, and I will say that when you woke up bright and early, Dane, you were surprised to see that Danica had already left, and she left a note on the kitchen table saying that she had to wake up bright and early for her shift. So you know that right now she is at the infirmary working.
Okay. Dane is going to go over to a target and shoot his crossbow at one of the main targets and goes, crossbows are not necessarily used in the fighting pits, but I'm assuming you have some sort of ranged spell attack.
Yes.
You can use it on these, and I show you the magical ones.
Oh, that's a wonderful hit. You get like a bullseye. I feel like it does change color based on how accurate you are, and it gives you like a really satisfying blue, like boop, 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 boop.
She grins despite herself. She's not trying to. She's trying to put on this like hard expression. But given how much she like missed the other day, she is feeling pretty good.
You notice
be aware.
It like kind of charges up, like a little like illusory ball appears over it, and you would know that after 3 of those balls fills up, it will then take its turn and fire them back.
Okay, I wouldn't know that. I don't want to say Dane is
Dane's-
like in the
Dane
middle
would
of it.
not
About
have
to.
told you
Oh
that
no!
either. No.
Acrobatics. Just dodge out of the way.
It hasn't fired yet. It's just
okay.
It has to go up to 3 little balls.
Okay, so she's just grinning at it, like proud of herself.
The people you're fighting are going to be moving around, and they'll be shooting back. And he presses like he like pulls a lever, and like the targets start moving.
Yeah, I'd say they definitely. It's like a Zelda mini game.
Yeah.
Where they like pop up and then pop down. There's like 5 levels of difficulty too.
Mm-hmm.
I would say technically, I haven't written this out. I would say as you do this mechanically, its AC is just increasing. So
Yeah.
I would say like when they're stationary, the AC is like 12, and then every level adds 2. Just off the top of my head. I'm gonna write this down actually.
I feel
And
like
he goes-
the stationary target is probably like 10, no?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. 10. Stationary target is 10.
And then 2 from there.
Plus 2 per level of movement, as high as you want to go. like it doesn't.
So
It doesn't have to be lit.
as
So
you
she
cast your
hit the-
next spell, like as you cast your next fireball,
Mhm.
Dane's going to yell something with thaumaturgy at you.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, well, I
throw it-
just.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sure. Okay, the next one. Okay,
Yeah.
so has it gotten to 3 yet? Okay, so I hit the first one and I'm like stoked, and so they start moving, and then I've hit the second one.
It goes.
Okay, okay, and then
Oh yeah, you hit it 3 times. As you hit it, it's like moving a little bit. Like it goes from doing this to like a figure 8. The third illusory light appears. It finishes its thing. It does its satisfying little boop 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 boop, and then it starts to get bright. And then it's going to shoot the first one back at you.
okay,
I'm
her
gonna.
eyes go wide. Dane?
As you look at Dane, he has like an arrow in his hand. He doesn't have it as crossbow, but like he has it in his hand. He throws an arrow at you as well.
Okay.
I'm
Duck, dive, dip.
I'm trying to decide what its attack will be. I'm gonna say it's a +3 for just sounds like a good number to me. It's a +3. Okay, you duck out of the first one. This fireball comes flying by you. And then you see it starting to charge up. It gives you like 5 seconds between each shot. It fires its second one. Wow. Salith.
And then
Next.
Dane has also fired a fucking arrow.
Okay, the third
Oof.
one. What is the damage of a fireball?
Firebolt.
Or firebolt?
is-
Bolt.
1d10.
Yeah,
Okay.
a d10.
You take 8 fire damage as the third one kind of like raises your neck and shoulder, and you feel your skin kind of like burn, like you burnt yourself on a stove.
She like hisses in pain.
And then Dane is throwing an arrow at her.
Throwing
well.
it with your hand?
Yeah, just with my hand.
Okay.
I'm not like shooting it, so it's definitely like not an effective attack.
Just roll 1d20 plus your dex modifier.
Oh, then it's a very effective attack.
Not with your proficiency bonus, because this is
Yeah.
It's an improvised weapon, right?
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Oh, let me zoom out so the party or the
Why doesn't it want to roll?
/roll.
That's what I did.
You did question mark
Flash.
roll.
You did question mark.
Ah! My glasses. I can't roll without my glasses.
Aww.
That's a dash. There we go. 18.
It's
I don't think throwing an arrow with your hand deals damage.
No,
so
it
it
just,
just
like-
gets in. It
It just
like
bonks
nicks
you
me
on the
maybe.
head.
Like instead of piercing, maybe it just like
Mm.
as it goes by like nicks me.
it hits the wound your fireball was already hit.
Okay, take one. Take one
Yeah.
nick damage.
Okay.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
Dane says nothing and just like starts charging forward and goes into a grapple.
Okay, I'm gonna try to dodge.
Okay, so he has to make an attack roll to grapple, I believe.
Okay.
And he has
I
to
need
land.
to make.
And then if you are grappled, you can then break free with an athletics or acrobatics.
Can I do an unarmed strike roll for
Yes,
that? Is that
that's what you would want to. Yeah. See, grapple the target.
all right?
Oh.
I got a 10.
Yeah,
Yes.
she wriggles away.
Yeah.
Both of you, while you're doing this, make a perception check for me. Okay, Salith, you're a little distracted at the moment, as this man is coming at you and throwing random shit at you. Dane, as you are engaging in this training, your eyes instinctively glance up, and just one story above you, no, 2 stories above you, you see the kind of small figure. The light is kind of shining from the ceiling, is kind of shining behind him, so it's mostly just a silhouette, but you just see a figure kind of like leaned over the banister, like on his elbows, just kind of looking down at you guys curiously.
I'm taking advantage of his minor distraction, and I am going to
looking
turn
around.
around, and I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
And you
Fuck.
you jump on him like a piggyback, and he doesn't react. He just
I feel like at this, I feel like Dane's too distracted, and he like just flips you over his back, and like you land prone on your own back from this interaction, and he just like
Got
just
the
goes,
wing dichotomy.
keep hitting those targets.
as you're on your back,
somebody.
Saleth, you're looking up, and you see like 3 gladiators who are like next to each other. They've been doing their laps this whole time, and they just kind of jog by and look down at you and go, then keep going. They go around you.
She's gonna flip them off as they go by. Okay.
Dane just goes, keep hitting the targets. I think somebody needs to talk to me.
Is it a moving target? That one didn't hit.
It depends. Did you go for one of the moving targets, or did you?
Weren't they just set to be like?
Yeah, they're just.
Yeah, but if you decided to set it back, like I'm not gonna. Like you would have seen it and decided.
This was a stationary target that I definitely hit.
Okay.
I feel like Dane walks away, and then he like flipped the lever back so it goes back to normal.
There you go. There you go.
And now she knows to expect to dodge.
So I'm going to change it then from it making attack rolls to you making dex saves, because it's like you're dodging out of the way. So I'm going to say that the save is just a 12. Yeah. Look at you.
By the way, Dane's like walking up to this person.
So
the banisters.
It's like 2 levels up. That is far enough. When you look back up, you notice that he's gone. And they were just curious. They were like, what's going on down there?
Did I recognize the silhouette at all?
Judging by the hair and the broad shoulders, you can guess it. You can guess who it is.
I already know.
Yeah.
I walk back over to where Saleth is, and
at this point, she probably has done like a couple reps. So she's been doing like 3 and then dodge and then 3 and then dodge.
Yeah.
I go, if you want to survive the pits and get your payout, you're going to have to go all the way to level 7 on this machine. And he hits to level 7, and it's just like a gyroscopic effect of targets.
Fake targets appear.
Yeah, fake targets appear. Like
they disappear and reappear. Disappear, reappear.
Yeah. Like we're in our own. Are we in the jogging section, or are we in our own little subsection?
So, you are welcome to change this. This is my thought, that this black area is like a jogging section, and these corners are where targets and exercise equipment is like.
Okay, cool. So I think in
this now that I realize that I need an exercise area.
I think like in this area, like not in the jogging area, sorry, but like around here-ish.
Yeah.
Can we have it so like the floor starts like shooting out like underneath people and then like tries to trip them up, like it's uneven ground?
For now, next week I'm going to create a training room.
Sure.
Because I feel like I want real room for that. And actually I think that's a really cool feature to have, would be like a gym training
like the platforms start moving out from under your feet, and like you have to dodge around.
Maybe you would take her into the pit itself. No one's using it right now. Maybe you'll get in trouble for helping yourself, but
I feel like Dane wouldn't want that.
yeah, you're not an idiot when it comes to how this works.
So he's just like, I think unless we want to like continue feeling this out, like the next hour or like 2 hours or so is just like an intense like workout of you like trying to find your footing and shoot at the same time that like Dane's moving the targets around, but then also occasionally will come in and like try and trip you up and try and grapple you.
Yeah, how about instead of like magical ground moving around, you drag out some of those like training platforms that people like jump up on or jump down on, and like you create like.
And he throws it at their feet. Yeah.
Dun,
So,
dun, 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 dun.
And it just turns into this like a own little montage.
Yeah. This is amazing. I think that Salith definitely levels up from this.
Mm-hmm.
The burn, you almost forget that you have it because, you know, you're like super in the zone. But I feel like as the hours pass and you start to like feel pretty winded and tired, you'll like absentmindedly like lean up against the wall for a sec and then go, ow, like, oh, I forgot I have a burn here.
You want Danica to check that out. She's in the infirmary.
Where is that?
I point.
Upstairs.
Yeah. I just walk you there too as well, I guess.
Hold on.
Okay.
I've got a yeah, you guys can walk up. This is 2 levels higher. Let me put you all on the map. So you would pop out here. Boop. 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 And before you go visit, we'll move to Hale and Rin as well.
Ooh.
So that we can bring you all in. Who am I missing? Salem. Boop. There. So again, this is 2 levels higher. This is like a walkway that if you look down into this pit down here, that's the 2 levels like that you could see where you just were. This is the entrance to the infirmary. You have the regular entrance, and then this is like more of the emergency entrance. Up here is the mess hall where the gladiators go to eat chow, and some public bathrooms. The entrance to the kitchen is over here, and some private apartments for higher ranking thing breakers who do not sleep in the barracks are down here. So that's what what's on this floor. So you would come over here if you wanted to go into the place. And I think you can open that door, actually. Does that work?
And we do.
Attempted movement collides with a wall.
Hold on, I'll figure this out just a second. I've got...
Ooh.
Yeah, down there. So where you just walked into is the...
That's that, like, emergency?
Yeah. That's like the emergency beds. That's where they do surgery. And then this right here, you see like there's a strict, stern-looking human woman who is dealing with the books, and she's like, "May I help you?"
I sustained a burn during treatment.
All right, sign in. And she points at a big book, and then she'll like walk up and then stick her head into this room over here. Danica, we have another one. Oh, just hold on, I'm setting some ribs. Crack, crack, crack. Ow! Sorry. Okay, so you can sit here in the little benches as you wait. And you just kind of wait in the little lobby of this infirmary. Let's move over to Hale. What are you doing?
This is early in the morning. Sayla has left, right? So,
Yeah, Salith woke up really early. That's not like her.
He's going to go down to the main floor of Mother's Love and kind of poke his head around looking for Julius.
You go down the stairs. It's early, so there's like a very specific set of customers that come in this early. They're all very old. They're most of them are kind of like either sat at the bar where they're being served by Azazel, or there's a main stage kind of in the middle of the brothel with seats all around it, and you just see like one guy, and he's got his like a bag of coins, and he's like, "Ah!" And one of the dancers, let's say it's like a gnome girl, is like popping a squat and doing like the little booty dances, like she's like showing off her meticulous butt cheek control. There is no music playing right now. There's no live music playing right now where Rowan or whatever act would be playing. Instead is this enchanted lute that is floating and just strumming. Not bad music, definitely not as good as a live performer, but it's just kind of adding some ambiance. You look around and Julius is nowhere to be seen.
So I recognize all of the people that are on the floor at the moment, but I go find if Mother is around, he would go find her. If not, then he would go find Zaz.
You would know Mother is in her office upstairs if she was here.
Okay.
And so
he'll drop by Zaz first then.
Okay. Yeah, Zaz is handing a plate of eggs to the two individuals who are sitting there. One like pops out his dentures so he can enjoy his breakfast eggs.
Behind them, making sure that the clients don't see, Hale would like mimic the motion, but like can't actually pop his teeth out.
Dude, I forgot to export Zaz. I have his VTuber models ready, and this would have been the time. It's fine. It's fine. He'll offer the eggs, and he'll say, "Ah, good morning, sunshine. How's it going?"
Wow, I haven't been called Sunshine in so long. Have you seen Julius? Did he make it back yesterday?
No, I thought you were supposed to get him.
We found him, and then I guess he didn't come back.
Zaz looks kind of like concerned. Does Valentina know?
Well, if you didn't see him, then he definitely hasn't been by, so she probably knows that he's not back. That would make sense.
Oh, that is concerning. I know that she was really keen on finding him. I think she wanted to ask him something.
I haven't broken the news to her that I ruined her dress.
He shoves a drink towards you. Do you need a little courage?
You know that I don't drink.
You know, you gotta figure out that problem. You need a drink.
I don't know if it's a problem that I can figure out, but I will go break the news gently to Mother about the dress, and then I will go find Julius. Hopefully he's fine.
Well, best of luck, Sweet Pea. I hope she does not rip your head off and throw it down the stairs.
And it might be my arm or something, but we'll see.
I'll make sure none of these go and grab it. And he gestures to his customers at the bar.
Well, some of them, at least, this doesn't come out. They can't mistake that.
All right.
Then
Well,
Hale will go wander up to Mother's office and knock very timidly.
you knock very timidly, and there's a silence, and then you just hear her voice. Halos, is that you?
Yes, mother, it is me.
I could tell by those dainty little knuckles of yours. Come in!
He pushes open the door and walks in.
You
Kind
go in?
of,
Oh, go ahead.
he's like standing awkwardly after he shuts the door, like not quite willing to go forward because he knows he's gonna be in trouble. So kind of like you're in the principal's office, kind of like, I know I did something wrong. Oh shit.
Okay, here, let me put Valentina on the screen. So you walk into Valentina's office. It is a pretty large room, and her desk is on the far end of you. You open the door, you see like this beautiful fish tank straight across from you with all kinds of exotic sea life inside of it. She has a walk-in closet with mannequins and mirrors and racks of shoes. But she is sitting at her desk and she's got like stacks of papers all around her. There's like cabinets behind her with like different like drinking utensils or what she would call it. And she looks at you kind of impatiently and she's drumming her long fingernails on the table. Hale?
Yes, mother.
Where's Julius?
So I take it he didn't come back last night.
But you saw him, didn't you?
Yes. The tax collector hurt his feelings and he ran off.
And why, pray tell, was the tax collector with you when you went to find Julius?
We went to the pillar and we being basically the funny crew,
She's
were
drumming
roped in.
even harder. Her patience.
We were roped into doing a job for Baxter.
And the tax collector threatened him?
The tax collector, I don't actually remember exactly what he said.
Julius is used to getting his feelings hurt. He wouldn't run off unless he felt he was in danger. What did the tax collector do to him?
Me as a player forgot.
Oh, he shoved him against a wall and threatened him.
I fully pinned him up against the wall by the collar and asked him what he knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
He threatened him very strongly.
Yeah. The tax collector got very physical with him.
She starts to curse in what you assume is a demonic language, and she like snaps her fan. I need that little spawn in my office immediately.
I will do so as quick as I can. I was planning to go look for him. I thought I would inform you first.
Her eyes narrow a little bit. You notice that on her desk is like a vase with flowers. She likes fresh flowers. These flowers are like long dried, shriveled up, crispy. Their dryness kind of match her anger.
Uh-huh.
She just kind of like sits there and she's like, she looks very frustrated. You will do so. And you will do so
Immediately.
quickly. You see
Yes,
the
mother.
seals on her horns quivering, almost like they're holding back an aura that wants to just explode around the room. And you think this is a good time to go.
Hale is going to take a quick bow, open the door, and then as he's about to close the door, by the way, I ruined your dress. I will deal with it afterwards.
I
Close the
feel
door
like
and
as
run away.
You hear, what? Beautiful. You start hustling down the stairs. Make a dex save as you try not to trip and fall.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty good. You would have stumbled, but you quickly catch your footing. You don't
I
have.
use that as momentum to like throw myself off the stairs
Yeah, you
and
slide down the
get out.
banister. Zaz is like, how'd it go? Oh, not good, did it?
It went fine. I'm in one piece. Goodbye.
Hey, do me a favor, sweet pea.
Hmm.
Maybe warn Salith not to come poking around for a reward until Julius is found. That's not gonna make her happy.
If I see her, I'll tell her. Otherwise, she's on her own.
Fair enough. And then he'll like go back and give a very charming smile to like the old man who's like, I want more eggs.
Okay.
Okay. Before we move to Rin, do you know where you are going?
Do I know of a spot that Julius would be at? Likely.
Do you think that you would find a place that where you have some privacy that you can sit and ponder that, and then I can give you?
Yes.
Okay, so I will so you go somewhere. Maybe you go into like an alley in Rosewood that you know is a little quiet, like where there might be a bench, so that you can be like, okay, where the fuck would he go?
Yeah.
Rin, you wake up. Do you wake up early or do you wake up late?
I feel like Rin, basically, how I'd envision his morning going is he's fast asleep on his workbench in his lab. After Hale has given him this, substance to analyze, he's spent all night like trying to recreate certain aspects of that compound. So you'll see like his desk is covered in coffee cups that say Enchanted Grounds on them. Satyrs Days is the brew type, and a shot of espresso. There's about 9 of them. And as he wakes up, there's this coin like impressed on his cheek that's made of gold, and as he like kind of stirs awake, it falls off his face and lands, and he's like, another night. Well, I think I've found the component that is made mainly of this compound, but also gold revolvers. I must put this on my list. And he starts marking this down on this like whiteboard or chalkboard of just revolver ideas that he's been kind of formulating.
Cheese question mark?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a straight intelligence check. This will determine how much success you found during your night. Okay. With a 12, you've been able to synthesize, after, studying this compound, breaking it down to its parts and experimenting, you have made about 3 doses of a kind of weaker version of it. So what this means mechanically is you can use an action to apply this to Hale, and it will heal as much as a minor healing potion. And you have 3 doses until the next time that you spend the night synthesizing. I'm going to write that down too, though, so I don't forget in case it comes down to it. So you look at this substance that you make. It's kind of like, it's got a petroleum jelly. Wait, is that how you say it? You know, like Vaseline texture. That's like the kind of base that you used. You're not fully pleased with your work, but you're pretty sure that with more experimentation, you can get something better. But for now, you know, maybe Hale will let you try this on him. But you'll keep trying. You'll see if you can make something even better. This should do for now.
He's gonna take these first attempts and kind of like tuck them into his armor's apron, out of sight, because he knows Hale wants them kept secret, and he's gonna go bother Grim.
Grim, okay, how early? Do you think you woke up? Because you stayed up really late. Are you waking up kind of late?
Yeah, like I'd say 10, 11 in the morning. Like he's up late.
Okay. You go upstairs and you see in the kind of living space of the apartment. These apartments are pretty small. The kitchen area and the living area are almost like the same room, just like one side is dedicated to kitchen, the other side is dedicated to a couch. He's lying down on the couch with his like hands like this, and he's just staring up at the ceiling, just glassy-eyed. He doesn't move when you go up. He doesn't like acknowledge you.
Well, I'll see you're busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Well, it's meant to be stupid.
You're stupid.
What you doing laying around?
I'm bored and I'm tired. And I'm tired of this ugly sky. And I'm tired of this stinky street. I'm tired of these... Everyone's purple around here. Like, where's the variety in that? Why does everything have to be purple?
Well, you never got to see a Perpicilius. That's quite something. But
I'm sure it's boring.
well, you need to get out more. You know, I can't be the only one just running around doing errands all day.
Make a perception check real quick. Oof. Okay. You notice that as he's sitting there on the couch, he has one foot kind of elevated up and he has an ice pack on it. And it becomes quite clear that his failing sight has maybe caused him to hurt his foot while he was bumbling around your apartment, and he's sulking.
Not quite moving like you did in your heyday, but I'll have Danica stop by and check in on you.
That girl spends enough of her time around here working on a useless loaf like me.
I wouldn't call you useless. I mean, you do keep the place homey. People don't think it's abandoned.
I'm a homemaker now? He like sits up a little bit. I'm a homemaker now?
Better than a home wrecker.
I used to be one of the best damn space pirates in the entire astral sea. And look at me now, sitting here and ow! And he grabs his bad foot. And then he slumps back in his pillow and he goes, I hate this place. I hate this city. I hate the sky. I want to go home. And I want to see my wife and kids.
All in due time.
You've
Patience
been saying
is a
that?
virtue.
How long have it been? Has it been 10 years?
About that, yeah.
By the time I get back there, I'm going to be old, and she's still going to be young and purty, and she's going to dump my ass.
I doubt it. There's no one like you in the whole system.
Wow, that's real sweet. You want to make out with me now?
Oh, but I would like to get you out of that chair, so I'm going to get Danica to help look at you, even if you're old.
Do what you will. Maybe pick me up a book. It's getting... Wait, I can't read now because my damn eyes! And he, like, slams his
I'll get you one of them fancy audio books. I think they sell them at the Pillar. It's going to be an awesome time.
An audiobook is just a halfling that comes to your house and reads to you.
His name's Audiobook.
There's a whole business of we'll come to you and read. He just kind of like...
And Rin's going to head out.
Okay, where's Rin going?
To the Pillar to get some audiobooks.
Okay. I think audiobooks would be on maybe the second floor of street level. That's where the more specialty books are. Let's cut back to Hale. I want you... You've been sitting here thinking. After some thinking, you know that Hale does... Or not Hale. You know that Julius does like to snoop around the sewers, but that's where you just were, and that's where he ran away from. The only thing that you can think of is the old Clocktower, where the Whisperers used to do business before they were overthrown. It's been boarded up and abandoned for the last 3 months. But Julius was a vampire spawn of Thea, their leader. That was his home. That's probably where he would go if he was hiding, if he was upset, because he knows that no one else really goes around there, and that's if he wanted to be alone. But you also know, you don't know how to navigate it, because while you have been connected with the Whisperers, you were never one of them. So you never had entry. But you do know that Rin used to be one of them. You don't know to what extent, you don't know how high up the totem pole he was, but he would be at least a little bit familiar. At least get your foot in the door.
Hale is sort of sitting on whatever city bench. And he looks really frustrated at this point. He wants to, like, do the, like, ruffle his hair thing, like, out of frustration, but he's, like, touches it and is like, I can't do that.
Not the wig.
Okay. I have to go find the git. And he's going to very, like, matter-of-factly stand up and then just start making his way towards Rin's.
So you would arrive at Rin's right after Rin had left. So as you knock on the door, you hear Grim. Who is it? Come in. I'm lying down.
Is Rin in?
You just missed him. He went to go get Danica for my foot. Then he wiggles a gross toe.
You keep resting, old one. I will go find Rin.
As you close the door, you hear, I'm not old!
Could have fooled me.
Okay. So, let's back up a sec. We have Rin is going to find an audiobook. We also have, but on his bucket list too, is to go tell Danica that she has to go visit Grim. Dane and Salith are waiting to see Danica, and Hale is looking for Rin, so his best bet is Danica. This is perfect. I'm eventually getting you all in the same place. Would you guys like to take a quick break? Get some water, stretch your legs. Let's come back in 10 minutes, so 17 after the hour, and then we will keep going. Love y'all. And chat, I'll be right back. I'm just going to use the bathroom, get some water, and then I will answer your questions. You know what? During this intermission, we should answer the questions in the Discord. So if you have world building questions, you don't have to type it in the Discord. you could do it in the chat, but there were ones left in the Discord that I am going to address. So I'll be right back.
Hey, Retsu.
Yes.
If I want to import my D&D Beyond character sheet into Forge, how do I do that? I have copied the shareable link from...
Okay. At the top left of your character sheet, there's the toggle. If you hover over it, it might say play, or make sure it says edit when you hover over it. You can click on it, toggle it.
Edit, yeah.
Yep. Or, sorry. It's going to be on the right. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Next to the name, there's going to be a D&D Beyond thing that pops up. You can click on that. It's a little icon. And then you paste it in
one
there
sec.
at the top.
Oh, wait. Import data?
Yes. So
If I
it'll...
go under like my player, my actors, and then
VIP.
if I right click my name and import data, will that work?
No, that wants to import a file, like a
Okay.
JSON file.
Sorry, I'm confused then. I don't see
So
the D&D
click on your
Beyond.
character sheet.
Yep, it's open. In
Click the...
in Forge, right?
Yeah, in Forge.
Okay, yeah.
On the top left, click the toggle.
Edit.
I guess it's supposed to say play.
So
don't understand why.
Yeah. So it says
okay.
play now.
Okay, and then you see right below that, right below your mouse is going to be
yes,
the little
I do
D&D
see that.
Beyond icon.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then the URL, and then I just paste it.
Yes.
You're so smart. And then start import.
Yes. It will overwrite everything that you have, so remember
Yeah.
your amount of gold and stuff.
Oh,
Unless you... I think
that's
everyone
fine.
has 60.
Everyone has the same, yeah.
Yeah. Or 60 platinum. It is also something you can put in your character sheet, so it'll overwrite that. So
60, oh, I see. 60 platinum?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello again,
Hello.
friends. Yo, Mother's pissed at Dane.
Yeah, well, Mother's pissed at...
Uh-oh. Mother is furious.
Mother's angry, everyone.
Hi, Jess.
Mother.
Yeah, Mother.
What time are we back again? I need to grab a snack.
You have 6 minutes. I mean,
Okay.
it's not super strict, but
You have 6 minutes exactly, or else.
where's my...
Or
there.
else.
I just want to be in a timely fashion so we can get to as much content as possible. Hi, love you too. Do you guys like these little I should make it so you guys can move to these map levels whenever you want, because why not?
We're gonna be so lost. You'll lose us like kids lost in the mall.
I'll keep adding new layer levels to the pillar. Right now it's kind of ambiguous because world building takes a long time, But I also kind of like the idea of you guys telling me what you can find there, especially as the longer we play, the more familiar you guys will be with kind of the world rules, which means it'll be easier for you guys to add what you want. But yeah, you guys are seeing... Mother's very angry, and Mother is... Look, she's fun and she's charming. she's also dangerous, and she's also doesn't like it when people cross her. So
listen here, folks. All right, that's
Are we
scary.
listening to a dead man?
That's scary.
I feel like
If it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Hale's performance, like reaction, was flawless. That
Yeah.
was like precisely. Yeah, land shark. So her seals are there to dampen her natural power. She's not only a succubus, she is a very old succubus, so she's powerful. She has those. She puts those on there because if she'd be very distracting to customers. Her passion and her rage, like she's an emotion demon, pretty much. So. But sometimes they vibrate when the power she's exuding is a lot. And I feel like if things were important, like if she had to, for whatever reason, she would like take them off. You know, like take off your gloves before you fight. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, I want to actually go to some of these questions. Let's go. Gaiman, wait, where did I... Food talk questions. Okay, I have a couple of questions. So, is there a legal system in Zelatar? What temple do you go to if you get married? Okay, so the legal system in Zelatar is fun. It is, as a whole, Zelatar has no law. But the place is completely carved up by factions, families, and gangs that take territory. And each single one of these factions have their own rules. So, there are laws, but they are very micro. There are like micro communities, and they have their own way of doing things. For instance, in Rosewood, the ultimate capital punishment is to be thrown into the pit with a trial by combat. And if you survive, you're innocent. And if you don't, you're guilty. Also, the Fangbreakers make sure that theft and robbery and shit like that doesn't happen because they want businesses to thrive within the pillar, because the more the businesses do well, they get a cut of that. So the Fangbreakers kind of act as a police force. Like, not only are they doing gladiator shit, they keep the peace within Rosewood specifically.
Yeah.
So
it's very much like, it'd be a shame if something happened to your business if we stopped paying our security fees, you know?
Oh, very much so. But
Yeah.
they do a really good job keeping the pillar has a pretty bustling commerce. The Fangbreakers
See, that's
do
the
a
flip
good
side
job.
of the mafia you don't hear, all the good they do.
But yeah, the Fangbreakers are definitely kind of like a crime family, except they're not they're not based on family, and they're not particularly rich. Like, interestingly enough, Gaius chooses to sleep in the barracks with his gladiators. He does have his own office. It's pretty humble. He isn't super interested in being rich. He just wants like his gang to have a lot of prestige and power. There is a separate governing force in the pillar. On the upstairs, there's like the mayor of Rosewood, and they are not Fangbreakers, but they work with Fangbreakers because Gaius is not really interested in the day-to-day. He doesn't give a shit how much rent costs if you live here. He doesn't give a shit about who lives where. He just and you guys might run into that. So yeah, there is like the mayor of Rosewood, and then there's the gladiators. They are technically the muscle. They like technically run the place. And if you want to think of like who's on the school board council, that would be like a different kind of set of people. Next question. What temple do you go to if you get married? It depends on your own personal beliefs. there is no rule of who you worship. But the thing is, the gods have been completely cut off. I think older people who might have been alive before the invasion, or at least their parents were alive before the invasion, still might pray to their gods. It's just they get no answer. So they might like kind of like still do their little traditions despite not getting an answer or despite not receiving spells. So really how they marry is a case by case. There is no standard. Again, it really depends on where you live, who's in charge, and all that stuff. If two lizard folk in Zelatar hatch an egg, is the baby a mammalian tiefling? No, it would be a lizard folk tiefling. I wish Gabriel was here because these are all his questions. So being a tiefling has nothing to do with being a mammal. For instance, there is a dragonborn character that you guys know about. You've met her like very, very briefly. Oh, hi, Gabriel. I'm answering all your questions. So there is a dragonborn named Darkstar. She is formerly of the Whisperers. She is the one who like runs all they have like raven spies, correspondence, all of that kind of stuff. So she's like the keeper of the crows. Darkstar is a Gratz tiefling, but she is a dragonborn. So the tieflingness is nothing to do with whether or not you're a mammal or a reptile. It is simply just means you the tiefling just means you exude fiendish traits, like fiendish mutations have happened to you. In fact, our lizard folk, Tizkar, is also a tiefling, but his tieflingness is inflicted by the demon lord who rules his former home, where he lived before he came to Zelatar, and that will be explored on screen. I don't want to like give too much away of that because JTC isn't here. Tizkar is technically a lizard folk tiefling, and he has physical traits that are different than a regular lizard folk that will be revealed. Does the tieflingification also affect beasts and livestock? Yes. And I need to like actually draw this out. I want to draw a little infograph. Cows have like duskier shades and have a crown of 3 horns. Cats have horns. Yes, animals are fully tieflingified. So if you guys want to imagine in your head, like the hounds, the dogs, the horses, the cows, they will almost look like tiefling versions of them. So yeah, the tieflingification does affect the wildlife. If everyone who dies becomes a larva, do resurrection spells work? Revivify, raise dead, etc. Yes, because for the first little bit, the soul will cling to a body that is whole enough before being slurped away to the abyss. So just for mechanical sake, for ease, so I don't have to like fuck my players over, Revivify does work, Resurrection does work. It's just if a soul is going to an afterlife, they're going to the abyss. That is like the only afterlife option, unless a magical person who's very powerful has figured out a way around it. There is probably loopholes, and that might be a major story plot point. So I'm going to be vague on that. Did we do Oops All Tieflings again in secret? Yeah, we did. This is Oops All Tieflings. Let me see. What else do we got next? Are there any illegal items in Zelatar, like holy water or drugs? So that's the fun thing about Zelatar. Nothing is illegal. In fact, I will be importing some drug rules in the game that will have addiction mechanics. So yeah, you could be a drug addict in Zelatar. Drug dens are very common. In fact, one of the next things I'm going to make a map for is right next to Mother's Love is almost like a little strip mall that will have like a little clinic, so you can take care of any STIs. There will be maybe a little shopping center and a motel for people to sleep in, and probably a drug den. And are there abyssal chicken eggs? Sure. I would say all chicken eggs are abyssal chicken eggs. Do you guys have any other questions? Do the players have any questions? No, we're pretty good. So a 300-year-old elf could marry a 20-year-old tiefling? Why? I mean, yeah. And they wouldn't. No. No, no one's arresting nobody. This is not a good town, guys. Bad things happen.
Yeah.
Bad
We're
things
not the
happen.
best of people.
And not that you guys aren't the best of people. It's this town is scary. You live in a nice part of town. You guys have protections, kind of, but you're gonna
You live
find
in middle class suburbs.
Yeah, no one's getting arrested for anything. So there is one rule, I guess. I guess there is one rule, and this has to do with Dane. If you open up credit with the city, because this city runs on money, and this credit has a ridiculous interest rate. So let's say you're partying and you run out of money. You can open up credit with the city so you can continue to party. But if you don't pay that off, and it gets to a point where it's clearly impossible for you to pay that off, the city will send a debt collector to get you. And you will be taken to Fogtown, where you will... It's like a debtor's prison, but like a nightmare. It's like another dimension. It is a nightmare world. And that is the literal worst fate. In fact, many people would choose to... self-unalive than to have that fate, but it's also the debt collector's jobs to make sure that that doesn't happen, because once they don't want to lose on their investment. So yeah, Dane has sent more than a few people to Fogtown. And I only thought of this recently, so I'm going to retro add this in, but people who are in debt, like somewhere on their body, will actually have like a number magically appear, like it's tattooed, and it will say how much they owe, and they'll see it like going up and up and up and up. So yes, this place can get dark. We're going to tease around it. I don't want to dive into like absolute nightmare fuel just yet, because I want to make sure everyone's comfy. Obviously, I'm not trying to traumatize my players. So we'll go as deep as everyone wants to go. Now, okay.
Meanwhile, I'm like, here's my backstory. Traumatize my character, please.
There's just some themes that
absolutely.
Some themes are perhaps not as appropriate for a Twitch stream. You have to be cautious. Like, I think it's definitely possible to have a dark story that is super spooky without crossing lines, and that's why we always, and this is important for anyone in the chat who wants to run a scary game. I think it's always important to have an open conversation so that you can make adjustments.
The world we live in are monsters, but the characters the people who play the characters aren't. No.
Wait, say that again?
I said the world we're experiencing is monstrous, but the people playing it aren't.
Right. Exactly.
Speak for yourself.
I'm a terrible being.
Okay. So, let's go back to Salith and Dane. You're sitting there. It takes forever. You're waiting in the waiting room.
I feel like Dane would eventually, like after 5 minutes, he would get impatient and go back and try and help Danica.
As you start to approach the door, the lady, she's a very tall, like rigid woman with like a big hat. She like stands in front of you and she goes, "Ahem. You will be called in when it is your turn."
Fine. Sits back down.
This woman looks about as sour as you are. And she goes back to her seat and she's just like writing in her book. Checks the clock every once in a while. Writing in her book. Wait, when you wrote your book name, did you write down Salith? Is that the name that's in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she'll go. Salith.
Yeah.
Salith. You can
Yes,
go back
it-
now.
With him?
Fine.
She kind of glances at you over her shoulder.
I follow.
Okay. We're making our way.
You walk up and you will see 7 beds. 3 of them are occupied. You see they look like gladiators. One has his foot up in a sling. He's like reading a book. Another girl is like laying on her side. She's got like bandages over her ribs. The other one is just kind of chilling. He just had some stitches done. And you see Danica standing at her work table. She has just washed her hands and she turns and she sees you and her eyes light up. Dane, hi. Oh, Salith. Wait, what are you guys doing here? Are you okay?
I've been bound.
Salith had a training accident.
Oh,
Well,
here.
it's not my fault. Your brother did not tell me that they would shoot my attacks back at me.
I was teaching her to expect the unexpected.
All right.
Here, have a seat. And she'll like lead you over to this little bench, and she'll like sit down next to you. And she's like, "Can I?" And she'll like gesture to your sleeve so that she can like pull it
Yes,
away.
yes, I'm not shy.
So she like pulls it down and she sees it. She's like, "Oh yeah, hold on, I have something for that." And yeah, she'll start like dabbing at it a little bit and like rinses it and then takes like an ointment and like very carefully starts applying it. It's like a cooling ointment. So
Dane is respectfully looking away, by the way.
it's just a shoulder, Dane. Don't be a creep.
I can't tell what it was from this angle.
Yes, Dane, don't be a creep.
So what were you training for?
The tournament.
You're joining?
Well, I am not 100% decided, but I figured training wouldn't hurt.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't jump in without a little bit of training. These guys are a little crazy. And she like is like a little and then kind of like looks back to make sure the others didn't hear her. It gets pretty rough in there,
So I've heard.
but it is good money. So if that's what you want to do, just, be careful. There's no shame in throwing a fight. If you think you're in over your head, just give up, okay?
Give up?
Yeah, like if you feel like you've lost, just, call the match. Don't let them kill you, because they'll kill you if you let them.
Sayla looks so confused. She looks to Dane like, give up? I thought,
Yes, you can tap out and stop the competition.
I thought you said we fight to the death.
Oh,
Or you fight to the death.
well, they'll fight to the death if you don't tap out. That can happen. And, well, you could also fight to the death if you're, like, convicted for a crime and your punishment is the pit. But I don't think that's going to happen to you. That's silly.
But what of the shame
Oh,
of losing?
she, like, puts her hand on your hand. It's not shameful to stay alive.
She looks so confused. This is like,
You don't want to die here. You don't, and she looks dead serious. You don't want to die here.
here, there. Does it matter?
You're not from here, right?
No.
Right. So what happens when you die where you're from?
Well, it's very complicated. What happens when you die here?
Your soul gets sucked into the abyss and you're reborn as a larva, which becomes a demon, and you fight in the blood war.
What is the blood war?
It's where devils and demons fight to the death and then stop to exist. You don't want to die here.
Do they fight for money or?
No, they're tortured for all eternity.
Well, I haven't quite figured out what would happen if I died here,
The same thing.
but
There's
I would
something wrong with our world. It's not supposed to be like that, but ever since the invasion, it kind of interrupts the natural cycle of life and death.
I will take that into consideration.
I think my brother likes you, so you should not die.
Danica.
I didn't.
At this point, like Dane just like is like, I think we should go.
Okay, so let Danica, camera splits.
Okay, one, I love the detail that Dane forgot to tell you that you could tap out. I feel like Dane just like would forget to mention that. And then two, like the little sister revealing the crush is so good.
So Danica did not reveal, like, I don't think she thinks it's a crush. She just thinks that you like her as a person, but it came out that way, and it just made it really awkward.
You can see, like, visibly, like, Dane's face goes a little red. and he's just like, he just, like, steps between Danica and Saleth, and he goes, Saleth, I think you're healed. I need to talk to my sister.
Before that happens, though, I do want to go back to Rin. I want to get you all in the same spot. Rin, you go up to the audio bookstore. And it's like a bookstore, and there are tons of books everywhere, but then you see, like, really nicely dressed halflings, like, smiling, like hoping to be hired to read your books, and they're like they'll like give you a sample by like picking a book and reading to you in their own personal voice, and so you just see these, like, they're like dealing with different customers. So one is like, and then the wind blew across the way, and another one's like, and to be or not to be, that is the question. So yeah, you get to pick your audiobook.
I would like. Nope, that's not it.
Sorry.
I would like a narrator that portrays action, and a book that highlights limbo. Is that something you have here?
Yes. Rusty, come here, please. And like a cockeyed halfling arrives, and he pulls out a book and he goes, in limbo, you must fight to survive. Will that be okay?
That would be perfect.
Sign here.
And he signs.
They like do the little paperwork. Address, please.
1880 Picar Street.
I'm gonna write that down. Picar Street is now one of the 4 streets that surrounds the pillar. I love it. Did you say 1850?
Yes.
1850 Picar Street. Okay. Rin's address. Okay. They nod and we'll be there by 10 o'clock. They go off and pick out the collection, a repertoire of books. You did your little errand, but you do remember that you wanted to send Danica over to Grimm. So do you make your way down to the infirmary?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Hale is also going to the infirmary. And I think that means, okay, so let's cut back to Salith and Dane and this awkward situation, because I think that's when Hale and Rin arrive at the same time and just see everyone's like bright red. Danica looks confused. Yeah, what's happening? Dane, what are you saying?
This
Dane?
brother. You're talking about this brother?
Well,
No, this brother does not like me.
Oh, you should see him around someone he doesn't like.
I have. It is the same.
Okay, maybe after you know him a little bit longer, you'll understand what I mean. But I like you too. I don't want to see you turn into a larva and get slurped up into the abyss, and then I never see you again, and you lose that pretty face, and then you just look like a fat worm, like Heidi Klum on Halloween 2023.
Who is Heidi Klum?
Ah, she's so pretty. Anyways, she bandages up your arm. Ship shape. Come back tomorrow, I'll change the bandages.
What do I owe you?
Oh, don't worry about it. This was official gladiator business, so it's covered.
I am not an official gladiator.
But you will be. She gives you
I
like
registered you. Dane just goes, I already registered you. I thought you wanted to fight.
I guess your first fight is next week.
When I said I wanted to fight, I meant I wanted to win.
Why do you think we're trading?
Fair enough. Danica?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any baths in the facility?
Bats?
Baths.
Oh, baths. Sorry. I'm sure there are bats, but yeah, there is. There is a bathhouse a couple levels up. Dane knows where it is.
I'm just realizing that you wanted to get the party together, so before I decide to do that, maybe we can pause and bring the rest of the party in.
Is your hope to have that scene before or after I throw you into an encounter?
Doesn't matter. Oh, probably after then. 'Cause I'll
Okay,
be
okay.
bloody.
You'll want that bath after the encounter. Okay, cool. She will still tell you that there are baths. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when she'll say, "Hail, Rin. Wow, you all coming to visit me at work now, huh?"
Hot diggity dang!
How did you get past
Dane
the
here.
secretary lady?
Oh, you met Mary. Danica looks scared. She's my boss, and she's really scary, so don't get me in trouble.
Your boss is kind of a bitch, but I respect that.
Yeah, she's really old, and she's really strict, and, I'm trying really hard to not piss her off, because I'm pretty sure she will rip my hair out of my scalp if I do. That's right, we call her Scary Mary, me and the other medics.
The name card says Meredith. Do you call her Mary?
Yeah. Oh no, should I be calling her Meredith? Danica looks
Maybe that's why she doesn't like you.
I didn't say she didn't like me. I just said she's scary. I don't know if she likes anyone. She hasn't had a boyfriend in many generations. Rin, how's Grim?
Hey, Danica. Well, he can't see, and he bumped into something, busted his leg. He ain't doing well. Could you swing by and take a look?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. He's still having eye problems.
Yeah, he ain't admit much, but I can tell he can't see much these days.
I was hoping the eye drops would work, but I guess I gotta try something else. All right. I'll stop by after my shift, but I'm here for probably another 10 hours, so hopefully he can be patient. Or maybe I'll go on my lunch break.
Just for warning, there is an audiobook gonna be
Oh.
reading him some limbo knowledge.
Oh, fun. Maybe I'll borrow that book after he's done.
Mighty obliged.
Hi, Hale.
Hi, I actually didn't come for you, Danica, but it's...
Okay, I'm gonna go and check on this guy's ribs. She, like, nervously gets up and scuttles to the other side of the room, still totally in earshot.
Rin, now that we've run your errands, can you come with me to the old clock tower?
Dane, this sets alarm bells off in your mind.
He says it, like, quieter, like,
Okay.
so it doesn't...
Can I see if I overhear it? Because Dane would
You're
be...
probably close enough.
Yeah, let's say, Rin, you're like, you haven't been there since...
What's your business at the old clock tower?
Finding someone you upset.
So that's where he hid. Good.
I mean,
not
oh, good, is it?
It's probably a dangerous idea for him to hide there.
It's safer than being around you.
Are you talking about the little vampire?
Yes.
Yes.
He didn't go home last night.
Does that mean I will not get paid until he does?
Oh, right. Zaz told me that you probably don't want to ask for payment until he does go home, so yes.
What the fuck?
Nobody fucks
should-
mother.
Nobody fucks mother? Mother fucks you.
Facts.
We should find him and figure out what he knows.
We should find him and make sure he goes home, or else I don't think you'll know anything beyond that. Because Mother is aware that you're the reason why he ran away.
I'm the reason why?
Mhm.
So you lied.
No, you were the one who shoved him up against the wall last time.
I'm the one who was interrogating him off of a dangerous artifact he found, which we didn't get the information from because you let him run away.
I mean, if you're gonna try and hurt him again, I don't think it's going to go well for you.
I don't think hurting him is what I was trying to do in the first place.
Hurting someone's feelings is still hurting them.
And your bangs look horrible.
Now, gentlemen. I have no problem guiding you
Dare
through
you?
the clock tower. But we should hurry before anything hurts this little one.
Thank you, Rin. Ever the reasonable one out of
Why
this.
is there a halfling with us?
Oh,
I just had a couple of questions. I needed you to approve the reading list. And he holds up a scroll. This halfling just showed up. I don't know why that's my halfling voice. I think I just was...
I think that's just him. I think that's just the halfling
That's
in
just
general.
that one.
Yeah.
It's not every halfling. That's just
It's
that
just
halfling.
him because his reading voice
Yeah.
is in the world of limbo.
Yeah. I just assumed that like the halfling was tagging along with Rin on this adventure.
Yeah, he's
Right.
like,
didn't see you there.
let me sign the paperwork.
thank you.
How much would it be to hire you to follow and, like,
No.
narrate behind our party?
1 gold a day,
If you value your life, I would reconsider that.
50
I
silver a
will.
day.
I will make sure this halfling owes me debt.
I don't
You
know what
are
that
good
means.
run
for
along.
something. She gives you like a sweet saccharine smile.
What'd you say?
You are good for something.
Dane gets less red than before, but still red.
Does he eat a pepper every time you say something to
Danica
him?
starts looking at Dane and Saleth and Dane and Saleth and is like,
I look at my sister. Shut up.
Dane, Dane, you didn't tell me.
Ooh-wee, are you coming down with something that we should know about, Dane?
Is she thinking too loud? I didn't hear anything.
Now he gets red, but not out of embarrassment. It's just like, let's go to the old clock tower.
Hey,
Oh, now you're being loud.
wait. Guys, that place is off limits. Gaia said...
Mhm.
She, like, looks around. Don't tell him you're going there. You know he doesn't like anything to do with you-know-who.
That's why I whispered. It's your brother that said it out loud.
Yeah, he kind of has
That
one
was
volume.
whispering.
That was whispering.
Ah, yeah, stage whispering at its best.
Just...
I turn around. Nobody heard anything, right?
Everyone who's, like, in the lobby...
Intimidation.
Down the left, they're, like...
Sayla's gonna look at her shoulder. Is this healed enough to fight?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna say you can get your hit... Take, 3/4 of your hit points back.
6.
1, 6.
Because you took 8 damage, so 6.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
so I should be minus 2 damage. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but come back tomorrow. I'll change the bandages, okay? And I'll refresh
Alright.
your ointment. Be careful.
Um.
Don't tell Gaius you're going to the clock tower.
I don't give out any information that isn't strictly necessary.
Yeah, this is definitely not necessary. He really doesn't like anything whisper related.
You're not going to tell anyone about it, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I tell him? No. I don't want you guys to get
I
in
wasn't
trouble.
saying- I wasn't saying you were.
She smiles and she puts her hands on her hips. I happen to be a really good liar.
That somehow I doubt.
Well, I'm working on it. But no, I'm not going to tell Gaius where you went.
No, because she values her life and does not want to be reincarnated into a worm.
What is this you're talking about?
We should go. Dane walks. Dane like ushers everybody out. My sister's busy. She needs to work.
Okay, so that's gonna follow Dane. But also when Danica isn't looking, she is going to put like a couple like silver coins on her work table.
Aww.
No, it's not sweet.
Oh, okay. Oh. I gotta write it down though.
You always pay your dues.
Thing like that.
You little Fae. Let's see. Okay. Dane, Rin, you know the way to the clock tower. So Rosewood Square is the pillar, which is the building you're in. It's a square building. It has 4 streets, like around it, like a square. And then adjacent to these streets are the tenements that most of you live in. But up in the northeast corner, kind of overlooking everything, is a single lonely clock tower that is boarded up.
Does Dane already know the way in?
You would have to make an entrance. You know how to get there. You know the front door is boarded and the windows are boarded, but you could easily unboard said boarded things, but you probably don't want to
Gotcha.
be seen.
Dane's gonna going through the front. It's too risky. People are gonna see something. Is there a back door that's also boarded up? Or
It
something
would-
to that effect?
It would be, but you would know how to break in.
Yeah, I just go. Dane's literally like going through the front is too obvious, and then he goes to the back and like bashes through the barricades to like
Just rip it
open
off.
and just like rips open the door to like walk in.
Okay. Do you all climb in?
Boy, howdy do I.
Oh, how to do?
Hill is going to follow behind Rin, who is the only person here that knows the directions properly.
You walk into the clock tower. It is very dark in here. Do all of you have dark vision?
I don't believe
The only one
think
that doesn't is
Just
Tizkar.
Tizkar, yeah.
Okay. Tizkar, I'm saying Tizkar is here with you because next week he'll be with us. Do
I
any
don't
of you,
have any.
do you light a
And we saw
torch?
Tisgar along the way, and we invited him too.
He just follows along.
You guys know that, or Rin and Dane, you are aware that there are lights in here.
I would not want to turn the lights on to like alert somebody that somebody's in here.
Okay.
Rin is going to pick up a piece of broken wood, and he's going to magically tinker it to shed bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for 10.
Okay, let me add that to your token real quick.
Well, this should be discreet enough, you know? This being my old stomping grounds.
Good
So,
idea.
The room you are in right now is in serious disarray. Dust fills the air. Dust covers everything. This room looks like a library. There are bookshelves lining the rows, and in the different corners there are reading desks. Straight ahead, you see like prime librarian desk where books can be checked in and out, and there is a spiral staircase close by.
I would like to inspect the books and see if there's like any. I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Dane would know that like some of these books have Whisperer secrets in them, and he wants to see if like those were left behind, like after the raid, or if they were recovered by like the fleeing Whisperers before they left.
Okay, I'm happy you said that. So Dane and Rin, you know that this library, while it did serve the community, was also a front. This is where Whisperers undercover would come in to check out and return books, but were actually delivering intel. You do know that normally the books out here on display are actual books that would be of interest to the community, but that the returned books would go into a return slot behind the main desk. You also know that when this place got shut down, it was very sudden, like it was in the middle of a workday.
Dane's gonna check the return desk.
Okay. You go behind the desk and you like pull out a bin, or before you do, you see that there's a cabinet. It is locked. So if you kind of start scrounging around looking for a set of keys, you'll find a tiny little cabinet key kind of stuffed under a leaf of paper.
Okay.
You
Yeah, Dane unlocks it and looks inside. Feels for a false bottom as well. And just wants to see if there is any more information that was left behind from the Whisperers.
Here you see returned books, which are actually reports. There's not a lot in here. There's maybe like 2 or 3 reports. It seems like someone who is spying on different places in the pillar and some places outside of Rosewood have been just reporting kind of mundane almost. Nothing. This is unfiled information, but it's clear that before everything went down, there were whispers who were undercover, who were spying from different positions within the pillar. That probably their affiliation with the Whisperers is unknown.
So like all like crucial pertinent information is already gone, correct?
It probably would be at a higher level of the tower. You know that this bottom level was open to the public, again, as a library.
Okay.
Upper levels were
sure.
Whisperers only. In fact, Rin himself has probably only been upstairs once or twice, as he usually worked from his workshop. And if he had any gizmos to give, would put them in the pack, like, whoa, this is where I drop my packages off.
Hale, do you know where he is exactly?
Probably higher up.
Rin would like to investigate, see if there's anything been recently disturbed, like footprints or
Roll investigation.
like.
Wow. Yeah, you start looking around. You notice that there's a thick layer of dust, but you do see on the banister, on this spiraling staircase, you notice that there is a spot that looks like it was grabbed as dust was kind of smudged off.
Well, it doesn't look like we're alone in here. There's clearly someone who's touched that handrail.
When you look back at Salith, just as a cool point, her eyes almost look a bit feline as it lets in much more light because she has eyes of the dark. And she is going to cast Message. So she's going to point up, and she's going to say, "Little vampire, it's Salith, are you here?"
There's a pause, and then you hear a very broken, "What do you want?"
Let me just say, like, I keep casting it because it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're having a phone call conversation.
Okay.
You don't have to count numbers or about.
The debt collector has come to apologize. She gives Dane, like, a death glare. And Mother misses you very much. Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, roll persuasion. Oh, shit. You hear a pause and a couple of sniffles. I'm stuck.
Stuck how?
Stuck. And it sounds like he doesn't really know how to answer this in a way. Like he's really like fighting to think of how to put this. The ones who died back when it all... They're awake now. I just want to stay here.
Well, unfortunately, that does not work for me, so we are going to come get you.
Be gentle. They were really good people. And then
I can make no such promises.
he ends the call.
He ends the call.
What did he say?
All right, he is upstairs and he is stuck.
Stuck how?
He said something about... I don't know, he seemed confused, like maybe the ghosts that live here are now back or alive and he is stuck. He said to be gentle, but fuck that.
Dane immediately casts Divine Sense as soon as he hears that.
What's the range on that? Gabriel, step brother, I'm stuck in the dryer.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see. Divine sense.
What's
It
the
should be-
space? 60 feet?
60 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me think. 10,
I know it's hard to.
20,
Yeah.
30, 40. Do you know when? You know the location?
I
45 or so feet up, you sense. Oh,
I know the
nope,
location.
hold on. It says that's not
you
behind
do?
total cover. You don't see anything. They are absolutely
Oh.
behind total cover. They are behind floors.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, nothing in this room is tingling your.
the coast is clear. No, just kidding. He's lying. Julius is lying
Yeah.
again. No. The little rat.
Oh, no.
No. Dane just rolls his eyes and like walks upstairs.
It is quite difficult to maneuver up the stairs. Are you all going upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So all of these floors are on the same map. So I'm just gonna move y'all.
Mhm.
It'll be fun. The outside is just a it's nothing. Don't worry about the outside. It's map shit. Okay, so you all pop out here. In this room is desks overturned, chairs spread out everywhere, and parchments and floors just covered in parchment scrolls, tomes. It is a complete mess in here. This is the room that the Whisperers sorted through all of the data and intel that they were collecting. As you kind of like take it all in, there is something strange kind of poking up from a pile of parchments that catches your eye.
I pick it up and I look at it.
You pick up a marble hand that is cupped, and where the wrist is like a single like metal spoke, almost like an attachment. It looks like it could be like fastened into something.
Anybody know what this goes to? He holds it up to Rin.
Ren, you have never seen this before.
Perhaps statue. It resembles a hand.
Not like it connects to the leg bone or the head bone or whatever you guys say.
I'm not a medic. Dane
Uh-huh.
walks to the next floor.
Before you go to the next floor,
Oh.
if any of you are noticing the papers.
Aaron would rifle through some.
Yeah, Hill's like carefully trying to stand where there's no paper, so he's definitely looking down at the ground to avoid them.
You see a interesting folder that's kind of splayed out, and as you curiously look at it, you notice.
Be careful. It could be glyphed or trapped.
You just grabbed that without checking it too.
It's different than
It'll
a
be
punch.
fine.
The epiclet.
I can withstand the damage. He'll fall apart in a second.
His name is Ale. Because you said heal.
Nick appreciates the joke.
Thanks.
Dane hates it.
So, Hill, you kind of like you notice that it's printed on letterhead of the infirmary, the Rosewood Infirmary. And as you look at it, you realize that these pages are medical records. Very sensitive medical records. And these seem to be the medical records of fighting Fangbreakers, gladiators. It's showing records of who has sustained specific injuries, where their injuries were, how long ago did they get those injuries. Information that might be very valuable to somebody who had a vested interest in those specific fighters losing.
Hale will gather them up with a mage hand. He'll wiggle his fingers and not bother to touch it himself, but put it all together, wrap it, close the folder. These are current records.
Of what?
Fighters' injuries.
Give me that.
I thought you would want it, that's why I gathered it, so here. And for the favorite.
You're gonna start flipping through it.
Yeah, you see
Yes.
names of like fighters. They're like this one has like a bad rotator cuff. This one has had like burns to the face and shows psychological fear around fire. You know, like just like all of this really sensitive information that would really infuriate a certain warlord if he found out this was being sold.
Yes,
I would
Uh-huh.
I would memorize that. Would not hold on to that information.
I
Burn
plan
it
on
before we leave.
memorizing it. What if we sell it or blackmail them?
That is not a good idea.
Dane and Rin, you know this is the reason why Gaia's murdered Fia.
Yes.
Or one of the reasons.
Blackmailing a Fangbreaker for information about Fangbreakers is generally going to get you killed.
You do have a point. One of our own was no longer living because they
You
had
can deliver it to Gaius as a favor, to curry favor, but it is not expected.
He may also inquire where you got it.
That he may.
Rin, you do know this room was definitely overturned and ripped apart by Fangbreakers.
Can I see how, I don't know what I would roll for it, like history or something, but can I see how much of it I can memorize before I burn it?
Do an intelligence check. Yeah, I will base this off of what you roll as just a flat intelligence check.
Any kind of intelligence?
I was going to do flat intelligence. Do you want to do history?
Like a wisdom save?
No, like just intelligence ability check.
Oh, I see. I
yeah.
see.
Or if you want to do history,
my
I will let you
highest?
do that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, history is a bit higher.
Okay, do a history check. Oh, that's really awesome. I'm going to make a note of that, and then I will say you are able to memorize some, and then I will clarify what that means when it becomes relevant.
Okay, so she's holding it in her hand, and she goes, fine, and then poof, the folder just ignites into shadow flame.
Well, she is pretty smart. I'll give her that.
And fancy.
All right.
She is neither. And Dana walks up the stairs.
Oh
She
my
is
God.
neither. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys
Is
are
it just
cute.
me, or is he always getting red when he mentions her name?
Okay.
He
I
probably
don't know
has
what
high
you're
blood
talking
pressure.
about. She like she follows Dane.
You guys go up another level in the middle. This room is where Rin might have been here once or twice, but this is actually where all of the kind of magical devices used to scry, to conceal, to translate, or to what do you call it when you code scramble things? Encrypt.
Decipher? Oh, other way.
Yeah, the other way. Encrypt. Again, it is pretty torn apart. You do see there's like a lantern knocked over that is still lit as like a ever burning lantern. Again, it looks pretty torn up. When the coup happened 3 months ago, the Fangbreakers were not gentle when they busted in here. In the center of this room is a large device made up of many rings that are kind of like interlocked, and a figure. It's leaning on the back of a figure. It looks like a robed statue, kind of feminine but not clear, whose hands are like this, but their arms are like this, but they have no hands, just like holes where the wrists would be. Its face, the entire bottom part where its mouth would be, is missing.
I reckon that's where your hand would belong. Right there on that statue.
Sphere?
What, Hale?
Oh, he looks at the thing in the center. That's the statue's leaning on. He's like, "Is that an armillary sphere? I've seen this in ages." And he's gonna go up to it and like mess with it.
You start kind of like spinning them. It seems like unpowered, but it does look like clearly its hands are missing, and its mouth is missing, and its lack of wholeness seems to be breaking it, ruining it, disrupting its power.
As it also like as like a offhand comment as he goes up to mess with it, he's going to mention to T-Scar, who's with us. Maybe you should take that lantern. It might be nice because I really, really hate having to cast light for you every single time.
That's not a bad idea, small one.
It's not small. You're just abnormally large.
I'm actually the national average for lizard folk in my...
Well, congratulations. That's not the national average for my people.
You sound pensive, and I don't understand why.
Am I being thoughtful? I don't... You don't make any sense. Grab the lantern and we'll just...
He picks
do whatever.
It up. Rowan would think this is interesting.
I think you're stupid, but that's fine.
You think I'm stupid? He breaks his voice. You think I'm stupid? Okay, Tizcar takes the ever-burning lantern from...
I'm curious about these scrolls, and I'm looking specifically if there's any kind of spell scrolls.
Ooh. Roll investigation. Let me do a quick little... Holy shit, you deserve a prize for that. Let me get you something that is appropriate. Yeah, I'll give you a spell scroll.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
I feel like Rin would be kind of surveying the room, and he's gonna see like a device that he recognizes from his early days of inventions, and he's gonna pick it up and be like, "Oh my, how time has passed. This used to be a device for scrying on the enemy, and it's still intact. But quite one of my early inventions."
Okay, question. Is this a flavor thing, or is this an actual thing your class
Flavor
can do?
thing. Flavor
Okay.
thing.
Okay, I was like, you're inventing magic items? Okay, you'll see
Dane trips and falls on it.
Yeah,
Oops.
it's broken.
I'll say it's broken because of this place is torn apart. Salith, this is a scroll. This is purely... Okay. This spell, when cast on a written thing like a letter, or something similar will basically encrypt its contents, and only someone who knows the passcode will unencrypt it. So you can use this to write a secret letter as long as the recipient knows the password.
Dane just got a thought. His like eyes light up and he looks around for any traces of a more feminine footprint, maybe like a heel or something, or any signal of somebody like that had scoured this area previously.
Ah.
What do I roll?
Investigation?
7.
The dust has gotten pretty thick. It has been 3 months, but you do that. That thought does cross your mind, and you can hold on to that thought. Rin, as you're like looking through your old stuff, a box that is kind of like a box about like this big that is sitting on a broken table starts rattling a little bit, like something's trying to get out.
All right, Rin's gonna walk over to it.
The closer you get to it, the more excited it gets.
Rin's gonna go ahead and pick it up.
It's like there's like just a little latch, and it looks like it's like jumped in your hand.
He's gonna open it up and be like,
The second
Ooh.
you lift that latch, it opens up. A quick as a flash, a dart of shadow pierces you through your chest. It feels like a harpoon. Just.
well, that just dills my pickle.
That's what you think, but the wind is completely knocked out of you as you are thrown onto the ground. And whatever just inserted itself into your chest, little black tendrils burst out and then wrap itself around your torso and dig in. And it starts pulsing at the beat of your own heart. It takes you a second to catch your breath. It is cold and inky and dark, and you could almost taste salt in the back of your throat.
I told you that things would be trapped.
Well, guys, I don't feel so well.
Does Dane know what this is? Does this seem like this is a foreign object or something that like he knows the Whisperers would have used?
You need to go over and look and do a little investigation.
I
I was gonna walk over and
investigate.
do it too.
You open up his chest. You see
13.
So you
Usually
see
they buy me dinner first.
Oh shit.
Oh.
almost like a bullet hole with big black tendrils like branching out like a flower, going into each of like all like spread out in like a circle. Fluid is pumping through.
Am I able to tell what this is?
You've never seen anything like this in your life. You know that sometimes the Whisperers deal in weird artifacts and secret things. You've never seen anything like this before. Rin, you are feeling cold. Your heart is beating faster. Your veins are turning black.
Dane's gonna try and stab it with Rin in it.
Okay, roll an attack roll with your dagger.
Wait,
I'm not using my dagger.
Before you
My longsword.
Oh god.
It's in
Wait,
his
hold on.
skin. Like it's like embedded itself into his
You said
chest.
so. Like there's like a chest hole that I'm stabbing at, though, right?
But it's like filling it. It's like if there's a hole, you see these
Yeah.
tendrils coming out of it.
So
and it's like his chest is like a sphincter now.
Dane is like, I'm going to save Rin by stabbing inside of the hole.
You're about to do that, and
Okay.
Salith is gonna sort of like grab your arm
Hale will also.
As much as I would like to see you cut him open, perhaps I can try this.
Fine.
But if
he
it
dies,
doesn't
it's on
work,
you.
if it doesn't work, then you cut him open, yes?
I won't cut him open. I'll cut the thing out of him.
I don't like
but
what
Dane's
he's
still back.
suggesting.
Yeah.
Dane still steps away.
Please, can the creature inhabiting him please make a wisdom saving throw?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Yes.
I need you to link what you're. Are you doing a suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have to think of how this is gonna work. Rin, make a saving throw. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Anyone else feeling cold in here? Dane, what did you give me?
Uh,
16.
It succeeds the save.
Well, all right. Cut him open.
I stab.
Before you can do that, a tentacle bursts out of the ground and is going to whack you backwards protectively.
Interesting.
It then slurps its way around Rin like it's cradling him. And then the tentacle looks at you and wags its tip like, no, no, no.
What the hell is this thing?
Whatever it is, it's alive and it's stopping you from stabbing its host.
Rin, you're slowly starting to catch your breath. Your heart is slowly going back down. You're getting kind of used to the cold. Those black veins are slowly turning to normal color, and the tendrils have started to now just look like your skin tone, almost like scar tissue.
I think things are going back to normal.
Hale's gonna poke him in the chest.
It's not normal.
Well, problem solved then.
Rin, you feel a poke in your chest.
Yes, I am here. No
So you felt
need
that-
to poke the tentacle thing.
You're just accepting that you suddenly have a tentacle friend that's now your... I don't know how to describe this. I mean, whatever floats your boat, but really, what is this?
I tell you what, it feels like a part of me, somehow. In a weird way. No one get any funny ideas with the tentacles, but,
Hale,
it feels...
I feel like you would notice the box that Rin dropped as this happened. It's quite ornate and has, like, ocean symbiology on it, like little wave designs and, like, a spiraling tentacle in the center.
Hale's going to pick it up very carefully and,
It smells like salt and, like, brackishness.
does it like this? And he's gonna hold it up to Bryn's chest, not necessarily to Bryn, but like specifically his chest.
Doesn't seem to react.
Whatever it was, it doesn't seem threatening, so I think we should get on getting and find your little friend.
I will say this
Well-
only once. If you turn on us, I will not hesitate to kill you.
I won't even say it once.
Nobody's
Salem
concerned
looks
about
at you
the
like-
ocean themes. No, Hale's just like, okay, everyone's threatening each other, then no one's worried about the ocean themes that aren't really present in Zelatar these days.
Hale, what are you
So it must
talking
be
about?
older.
Let's go.
It's older than you. I mean, a lot of things are older than you.
Dane's like looking, like gives you like a weird look, like who the fuck cares? And then and then like turns to go up the
Nobody's
stairs.
curious about the strange tentacle that's just inhabited our not friend, party member, whatever. But
If it were me, I would give a shit. But look at him; it does not give a shit. So
The tentacle that burst
okay.
out of the ground to protect him is now completely out, like a snake almost, and is just now like hanging around Rin like a pet.
Rin just has it like pick him up by the legs, and then it just like
It's just
kind
a
of
tentacle. It
hovers
doesn't have
him.
legs. It's like
Uh,
one tentacle, both.
No, I
ends.
mean like the tentacle wraps around Rin's
Oh.
legs, and then he just kind of hovers across the ground up towards the next staircase.
Ren, test a theory. Slap yourself.
Do you slap yourself?
Rin kind of takes his hand and slaps himself.
The tentacle looks at you as you slap yourself, and then goes,
Dane tries to slap Rin.
it just watches you slap Rin and laughs at you.
Hey, I thought this thing was supposed to protect me. What the hell?
The tentacle slaps Rin across the face.
I mean, I suppose it's not like we're trying to kill you. I mean, if Dane tried to stab you, maybe it'd do something, but Hale's going
Maybe.
to... Ah, okay. Hale's gonna pocket the box.
Okay, you pocket the box.
We will-
Rin, I am going to give you full control. This thing reacts as an extension of you. It's like if someone were to come at you and punch you, if you would have the reaction to block, it would take, like, that's what it would do. It's kind of like instinctually. So
we should do our best to extract that thing from him, but I have no idea how to.
I kind of
It's
like
not-
it.
I think it's
You were
meant
just-
to. It's designed for you to like it.
I think it's.
I think it's
meant to
it
grow
might be
on me.
corrupting your mind a little bit, Rin.
in Rin's head, he just hears, "Will you be my friend? Will you be my friend?
Surrounded by
Bestest
idiots.
friends." Do you guys go upstairs?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do you still have your divine sense up, or is that gone?
How long does it last?
1 minute.
Oh, it's gone.
1 minute.
Okay.
So it's gone. But now that you say that, I cast it. No, just kidding.
This room, this is the 4th floor out of 5 floors, is by far the most destroyed. Not only does it look like things have been toppled over, but it looks like there was a fight here. There are like axe gashes and great sword gashes cleaving into furniture. It's just completely trashed. What this used to be was kind of like a lounge for the people working here. It is a complete mess, though underneath a tarp you see little stone fingers poking out.
I lift up the tarp.
Roll for initiative!
What was this about checking things for traps and being
I am
warded?
checking.
Hold on, guys.
This is me checking.
Let me get the critters on here. Oh man.
You know how the biggest, like the big bad evil guy is always the door in D&D? Dane is always going to walk through the door.
That's awesome. I love
I
that.
have made that that's his huge that's like, in my mind I was like, that is one thing I want this character to do, is like he's always going to be pushing through the door in that sense.
Okay, I am gonna move Dane to where, first of all, you guys were up here. Dane, you specifically went and lifted the thing. That thing is right there. And then, hold on, there's a few more things.
What Do I know what it is?
I will give a beautiful description so you know what the fuck is happening.
All right.
There we go.
Dane is the munchkin that kicks the door down and goes looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me roll for them too.
Let me be clear. Dane was telling you to check for traps because he knows that you'll get hurt by them. Dane knows he can withstand it, or at least thinks he knows.
So as you go to lift the tarp up, first of all, you see a second hand cut off at the wrist with a little metal spoke poking out that is cupped. But lying next to it, a corpse rises up. It is dressed in whisperer attire. You can see a deep wound in the stomach. This is a corpse. And then 2 other corpses rise. These 3 were the 3 whisperers who were brave enough to face the Fang Breakers before they made it up to kill Fia. And they stood here and they put their lives down to try and stop them. And they died. And they were left here. It seems, though, that the March of the Dead has called to them, and they've been unable to get out of this room. But they are now violent and aggressive because they've been stuck here. And are...
Fools, they never burned the bodies.
They were left here in their armor as they had died with utmost disrespect. Let's pull up. Okay, Hale, you're the first one to go.
Hale is still muttering about, like, check the trap, and he's gonna cast Fairy Fire on top the 3 that he can see.
Okay. Oh, cool. There's, like, all these added stuff. Okay, they make their dex save. Let me see if they have any... Nope. Okay, just a normal dex save.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
It's like lagging a little bit.
All right.
Okay, this one.
One of them fails.
One of them failed. Which color? Blue, green, or violet?
It is blue because it matches his robes right now.
Sick. Okay, I applied it. For 10 rounds.
Amazing.
Amazing. Excellent.
That's his turn.
Okay. It is the one that Hale woke up, or that Dane woke up's turn. It lurches forward and is going to, let's see, it's going to reach out and try to touch your face.
Dane's gonna try and make it not touch its face.
Does a 19 hit?
Yeah. He touches my face.
Okay. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Here, I'll post it. I think I can, there. There's your Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, you made your save. So this would normally reduce your hit points, your hit point maximum, but you made your save. So instead, you are just going to take 4, I believe it's necrotic damage. Yes, 4 necrotic damage.
Dane's gonna cast Hellish Rebuke in response.
Okay. Do you want me to apply the damage, or do you want to do it? I could just click a button. I just don't want to actually do it if you've already done it. No,
you go for it.
Okay, it's gonna make a save. Dude, they've updated this shit, man. It's like doing extra things. Cool, it failed.
Yeah, you just see him, like, the white, like, touches his face, and Dane, like, knocks his hand out of the way after it already deals damage, and then he touches his face, and his hand's already, like, glowing burning red, and you just see, like, a pillar of fire erupt around his face.
Like, burning.
Actually, he grabs him by the throat. Yeah.
Okay, roll damage.
All right.
Oof. Nice job. Yeah, that hurt. That's the white's turn. Dane, it is now your turn.
Dane stabs him with his long sword of death and doom.
That definitely hits.
I'm going to add a divine smite.
Okay.
So normal damage.
Let me see if he's got
That's
any
8
weaknesses.
slashing. And then divine smite.
Is that a magic weapon? I don't think it is.
No.
Okay, he's going to take half of the slashing damage, but all of your divine. Now, plus you get an additional 1d8 with your divine smite. So total is going to be 3d8. You guys notice that as this strike happens, a big shadow is cast, and you see against the walls Dane and this creature's shadow. But if you look closely, you see Dane's shadow has an additional, like, long tendrils coming out of his back. They are not reflected in the real world, but it's just this weird shadow trick of the light, maybe.
Dane stabs his sword into this white, and from the ground, it doesn't seem to like burst through the ground and like create a hole or anything, but there's just like a pillar of like flashed of dark red radiant light.
Go ahead and roll the damage. There we go.
16 radiant damage.
Oof, nice job. That took a huge bit of health. Excellent.
And that's my turn.
Salith, and then Rin, you're next. That hits.
Okay. Seven damage. I'm also going to take a couple steps back. But yeah, so what you'll see is Salith manipulating some shadows, and now there is like a cool focused beam of crackling shadow between her and the white. A question I have for subsequent turns.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to maintain concentration, and then I can use my bonus action to deal 1d12. If I wanted to cast a cantrip also as an action, can I do that? Cool.
Yes.
Okay, I will do that next.
Excellent. Okay, Rin, you're up next, and then it's the Skelly's turn.
Rin's gonna, as he lays eyes on these ghosts, he's gonna be like, "Hot diggity dang! I think them's the legendary whisperers that put up a fight against them fangbreakers back in the day." And he's gonna walk up to this one and go, "Sorry, friend, but I'm gonna have to guide you to the sunset once more." And he's gonna punch him with his thunder gauntlet.
Punch away.
And it's with advantage, right? Because of fairy fire.
That
22
absolutely hits. Hot diggity dang.
And he's gonna look at the tentacle and kind of like use his eyes to gesture to move it toward this one. Using a bonus action to summon and attack.
Okay. the tentacle flies off of you, and yeah, just goes and tries to thwap this.
Ignore my roll. I just wanted to see if I would have crit. I forgot to.
I love that animation. It's so good.
So
Ping to me where it is, and then I will let you. You should have another feature that says Tentacle of the Deep's attack.
right. The tentacle's going to attack. There's no roll, so I just roll a d20.
There's no roll with it?
Doesn't seem like it. Just
Hold on.
says.
Let me go. It might be under your inventory. No. Hold on. Let me go to features. Attack. Why isn't it allowing you to attack? That's.
Oh, melee spell attack against one creature.
Yeah, that should be what it is.
It should be
How
with
do
your
I?
charisma.
Charisma.
That's weird.
Yeah, it should be 1d20 plus your proficiency plus charisma.
I'm gonna just click on. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna click on that and just see what happens.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's weird, huh? Usually they have like a little thing you can click, but again, they've been updating this, so things are like kind of breaking a little bit. Is this it? No. Okay, we'll have to just remember to make a thing for you to do it. That is
23
a hit.
hit.
Yeah, so roll a 1d8.
I'm gonna say this tentacle slaps this ghost and kind of like bounces up and down like it's laughing, based on its
It's like
previous interactions.
it's excited. The area that it hit it, you see like sores, almost like it had little suckers that like caught a taste of blood, and it starts trembling with excitement.
And
No.
this ghost no longer or loses 10 feet of its movement.
Perfect. No, it's a bonus action echo. Mechanically, this is a Fathomless Deeps Warlock feature. Okay. This skeleton shambles forward and is going to attack you with its short sword. I believe that hits, Rin. Do you use shield?
My armor class, where is it?
It says 17.
17.
If you used shield, it would miss.
Rin's gonna take it.
Okay. All right. You feel a 8 damage of slashing as it cuts into your arm.
Cool.
The skeleton that you just attacked is also going to make an attack against you. And that will be 7 slashing damage. It is now Hale's turn.
You seem a little bit too comfortable with whatever the thing that just burst out of your chest.
I don't mind the tentacle. Fine.
I do. But Hale is going to slide over here.
Does he slide underneath all the broken furniture like Fwah!
Sure, let's say he does, but he gets a little bit upset because his clothes get caught on some broken piece of...
Your skirt goes like over your head, and so your little boaty hips and legs are just like exposed for just a second as you stand back up.
I always wanted to try that, but I guess I shouldn't do that when I'm not... Oh, whatever. He's going to cast Green Flame Blade on this one.
Okay,
And it's going to leap to this.
You are flanking, so you get a +2.
Cool. It's a 10.
Do you want to use the
Sure, why not? Let's use it.
You guys had 2 of them, by the way. Oh, there you
Okay.
go. See?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Okay. That means that this does the normal whip damage, which is 9 points of slashing.
Okay.
And then the Green Flame Blade bounces to this one, and this one takes 4 fire.
4 fire?
Yes.
Okay. It's not a roll, it's just a straight... Oh, yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's just a 4.
I think I'm lagging a little bit. Excellent.
That's his turn.
Okay. The white that is facing Dane is going to attack with its... Wait, did you want to still do something?
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, it's going to make 2 longsword attacks. The first one will miss. The second one will hit. Dane, you will be taking 10 slashing damage. That is the end of its turn. Dane, it is your turn. Salith, you are up next. I think you're muted.
Dane starts to bleed from that last blow. Like you see, like under his armor, like a trail of blood starts forming. And he goes ahead and just hits him with his longsword again.
I can just hear Salith say, like, did you start your period?
Do I get a flanking thing?
Yes,
+2?
+2.
Yay. Oh!
Yay.
Yay!
Yay!
I saw it roll past the 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt. All right, that's my turn.
Okay, Salith. And then Rin, you're next.
Okay. I want to see what happens if I... Oh, ongoing damage. That's so cool that they have Witch Bolt.
I know, they've made
concentration.
so many changes to the...
Why is there a thing of
Can I
slime
be-
over my thing? Is that a...
That means you are bloodied.
Okay.
Okay.
Which, if you see a slime over the other ones, that means they are also bloodied. Bloodied means below half health.
Okay. Cool.
It dies.
Oh, shit. All right. Oh, that's kind of... I mean, yay, but also...
He wanted to
kind
pump
of
more
a
damage
bummer.
into it.
Yeah. And also, it's not like Hunter's Mark where I can just, like, take it and Do you know what I mean? I was like, I wanted to get more bang for my buck.
I'll
but
keep
okay,
that.
so...
I'll keep that in mind for future custom magic items.
Cool. This guy is very fired, so I can roll with advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Dane, you see that's like body just get destroyed and it lays onto the ground. That hits. You
Cool.
see its like body still is like it's trying to like move because the call of the march is like calling to it, but it's completely unable to do anything. This one dies too.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. So what you see, because it's the first time she's casting this, is she sort of like makes some like hand movements and she like from her chest goes like whoosh, and a big blast comes. And I can actually change every time the type of magic that I want to use. So this time it was like a shadowy fire thing.
Shadow flame.
Yeah.
Your hair just like
Um,
as it comes out of you.
Yep.
Almost singed my brows over here.
You don't have any.
That's
I
my
coulda.
turn.
Maybe it was because I got burned last time.
Ah,
Uh,
you have brows.
is there anything you'd like to do else, or is that your end of your turn?
That's it.
Ren, it is your turn.
Ren is going to notice that Salith burned the guy right next to him, so he's going to turn and punch this guy. It's the only one left.
Punch him, and you have a +2 to your roll
+2.
because you are flanking with hail.
Real good.
Hot diggity dog!
Well, I'll be. Oh God.
Well, shoot.
Aw, that's a miss. Make sure you're target.
Aw.
If you target it, it'll make it quicker for me to do all the
Oh, yeah.
thingies.
How do I target him?
Tap T
Hover
when
T.
you are hovering over it.
And then he's gonna summon his new friend Tentacle and have it move right here. And slap him again.
I don't know why, but now I'm envisioning like one of those little worm parasites, which is really gross, by the way.
Distinctly
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
I'm picturing
It's
like
tail
a venom
senseless.
type symbiote type thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking of
Oof.
Oh,
Well,
The tentacle just slides by and just completely ignores Rin's like command.
instructions.
it overshot. It like slid on its belly, and now it's like going up the wall, and it's gonna come back around if the thing is still up by the time it's your next turn.
Dang it.
Rin, you are being hit with a sword attack. I need
A
you to-
shield.
Okay,
I was a little late on that.
it's okay. Cast shield.
Okay.
Unless you want to take the 3 hit points, I'll let you decide.
I'll cast shield.
Okay.
There we go. Did I not cast it? I clicked on it.
Click on where the icon itself. It could be lagging. I know you cast shield. It missed. We'll make sure that it uses the thing. Hale, it is your turn. There, let me see if I can help. Shield.
Gonna whip it from behind.
Smack its skeletal booty. That's a miss.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
You guys are
He's like-
so great.
he remembers that Salus said that Julius said that be nice, so he's like, how do I whip it nicely?
You put your hips into it. You go,
And it misses, and yeah.
oh, wait, which one was Iridax? That sounds familiar.
The last boss in Grim Batal, he like it's such an annoying fight.
Where he jumps on the
It's like-
dragon?
No, it's like tentacles spawn,
Oh.
tentacle, and you have to
Oh,
run
yeah,
through the
yeah, yeah,
tentacles,
yeah,
and then the
yeah.
area shrinks, and you have to run to it, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely
shadow
that
tentacle.
kind of tentacle. Dane, it's your turn.
Dane's gonna go right here and stabby the last man standing.
You get a +2.
$26.
You
Let's go.
did it.
I deal 6 damage.
It dies.
Okay.
It collapses to the ground. The bones are still kind of. You see, they're like trying to inch their way back together. You know that if you leave them here long enough, like over a couple of weeks, maybe by the next March of the Dead, they'll have kind of reconstituted and try to.
Dane's not gonna do this immediately, but on like the way out, or if we're ever going back down, he's going to move the bodies of these in a way in which they can get out of this clock tower and do the march properly.
Okay,
You could throw them out the window.
No, he would do it in a respectful way. He wouldn't like
you notice
desecrate the corpses
there was like a
anymore.
big piece of furniture covering the way down the door, like the stairs.
Yeah.
You feel like if you move that, they'll be able, and if you leave the door open on your way out,
Yeah.
they'll be able to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you find the hand, that marble hand. It you notice that if you take the other one that you found and put them together, it's almost like they're cupping.
Ah,
Hey Dane, do you have that amber on you by any chance?
I do.
Okay. You suddenly just feel the OCD urge to fix that damn statue on your way out.
Like I'm like compulsed or compelled to do it.
Yeah, almost like it's like gonna bother you. Like you're like, I definitely like, but on your way out, you know, you're like I don't have to do it this second, but I'm not leaving here until I fucking fix that thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys go upstairs?
Dane goes upstairs.
Rin is going to quickly just kind of like say some words under his breath, like, "Rest in peace, my brothers," and that's it.
Okay. You go upstairs. Let me pick y'all up. Put you where you need to go. Wait, let me get rid of these. Let me delete these. Ba, ba, ba. And then let me move you to the final floor. As you enter this final floor, you notice that it is separated into two sections. There's like a wall that goes across the floor. The door has been opened and it's kind of like cracked open. This almost looks like, well, this was Fia's floor. The other side of that
Dane,
was her
as
office.
soon as he reaches the top, he's gonna cast Divine Sense again. Learning his lesson.
You notice as you Divine Sense, in the walls, in the room beyond, in a little crack in the wall, you see a gentle little glow of an undead. In this room that you're walking into, it is bathed in this kind of yellow glow, as this is the clock face. This giant, it's as big as the wall. You are behind the clock face right now. The desk is collapsed. There's stuff in here. Hold on. There's a lot of stuff. On the desk, you see kind of like underneath a leaf, a letter leaf, what looks to be like this broken mouth statue. But you see kind of in the crack underneath the desk, you see huddled up with his knees pressed to his chest and his face down, Julius, crouched, hiding in the wall.
Come, little vampire, they are all gone.
He doesn't move immediately. He's kind of staring off into space, hiding. Again, a lot of him is obscured, but as you look through the crack, you can kind of like see his face as he's looking. His eyes are red. I saw it happen, you know? It was right here.
I don't sort of do this whole emotional thing, so if you could just get your things and we can go.
He killed her. She handed me her amulet. She told me to hide in the walls. She commanded me, and I couldn't say no because I am her spawn. And I hid in her here, and I watched him come up behind her, and he stabbed her in the heart with a stake. And you, and he turns and he looks at Dane and Rig, and you work for him now. You work for him now, and he killed her. And now I'm nothing. And he turns away and he kind of like slumps.
Dane's going to walk over to him, or like the corner that he's in, or the crack that he's in. And he just goes, "What did you expect? Did you expect us to never move on? Did you expect us to rise up in rebellion against the glorious Fanebreakers and fight in glorious battle till we're dead and bloodied, like the people down below us?"
He kind of like sniffs and then he looks up at you.
As he looks up, Dane just goes, "This is the world we're in right now. We survive. Some don't. We do what we can. We do what we must."
He clears his throat very purposely. She had more self-respect than that. She left. And you know who he's talking about.
She was able to.
Yeah.
You, my friend, me, my friend, we're not.
I don't have to serve him.
Not asking you to.
You're a traitor.
Maybe I am, but at least I'm alive.
When you say that to him, he looks at you like that was the rudest thing you could have said.
Yeah, Dane looks back at him like
he gives you a look. I don't know if you could. The VTuber
Dane matches his energy.
You just told an undead kid, "At least I'm alive."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah.
Well, I don't expect you to understand, but I got a family that I got to provide for, and they took me in, paid me to live.
I guess, Dane, if you're trying to coax Julius out of the corner, you need to make a persuasion with disadvantage. Your style does not work on him.
No, Dane's going to actually he realizes that Dane's not to the point where he wants him out anymore, or like is trying to convince him to come out, I guess. But since Julius is here, Dane's gonna cast command and use the word out on Julius.
Julius greatly disapproves.
Can Hale, as Hale sees Dane casting something on Julius, he's going to lash out at him.
Ooh, I love it. Dane, most PvP in the game. Let's go.
How do you... I gotta put him down on
Hey,
here.
wait. Okay, wait. It's the Spider-Man meme where we're all pointing at each other because
Yeah.
now Hayla's getting in the way of Salith's bottom line, and she's gonna start to cast something against Hale.
Wait, but Salith, make an insight.
Okay.
Nobody knows what type of paladin Dane is yet, Nico.
If anyone's getting in between you and your bottom line right now, it's Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Valid. Okay. I don't do that.
Dane's just gonna yell.
Well, but Dane was like doing it by force if necessary. Do you know what I mean? So he was telling him to like get out, like command word. But anyways,
Okay.
I won't.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could, but you could drag him back there, kicking and screaming.
That was my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, isn't he your friend?
He might kill you.
I can take him.
Hale,
Julius is better than all of us.
yeah, Julius is actually.
He's a vampire.
He's not a weak guy.
He's just
traumatized. A coward. Yeah. He's just traumatized.
He's like pouring his heart out about how his own mother died, and
don't mistake his kindness for weakness, okay? He's definitely a strong man. So Dane's like, yeah, he like makes you can tell by whatever forces that he's about to use magic. And if he does get it off, he's going to say the word out.
Okay.
And try and beckon Julius out of the wall.
I'll have him make that saving throw,
so we
but I
can
want to
grab him.
hear how Hale is planning on intervening.
So I assume as you're commanding them, you sort of have to reach your hand out, sort of like a motion.
Yeah, I have to speak one word. I don't know if it's verbal.
Is
I don't
there
know if it's
somatic?
somatic. No, it's just verbal.
Okay.
But I'm assuming
But-
there's some indication that I'm like about to cast it or something.
Yeah. Hale is gonna try and whip you across the face.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
Ooh, I like this.
You get whipped in the face.
It like whips you in the cheek just hard enough to like turn your head.
Can
and
we
it
say
smarts.
that it actually hits my hat as well?
Does
Sure,
it
that's
flick your
fine.
hat off?
Yeah, I think it flicks my hat off.
Okay, roll for balding. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
what's
my
working-
only secrets.
What's he working with up there? We already know that he's a huncher.
Oh no.
Does he have a widow's peak or like a comb?
We get
guess we'll
to
see.
know.
No, you don't have. Look, I think you showed me what his haircut looks like. But your
Yeah.
hat goes flying off and.
Rin's tentacle's gonna catch it.
What damage does it do?
It does slashing.
I mean, no, like how much?
Roll it.
Oh.
Because I might be down.
10.
10?
No, I'm not down, but it hurt
Okay.
Oh,
a lot.
God.
His hat gets flicked off and he just falls unconscious. It's
Yeah, no, you see my hat
like
fly off, and protruding from my hair, my very normal hairline with very normal hair, full head of hair.
At national average.
Yeah, above the national average of hair on heads, of course. You see protruding are like little horn stumps with infernal runes etched into them as well.
Why? Can I just read Infernal?
Infernal would be. If you're like from old world, possibly, it's pretty rare because. Infernal,
Right, I can't read Infernal.
Okay.
I can read Abyssal, though.
Yeah. Use failure of wisdom save. Saileth.
I took it willingly with disadvantage, but I also rolled a nat 20.
My command word would still go off, despite all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I have like a big giant bloody gash across my face.
You guys are gonna do great in this next section.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me see if he has advantage on that. Nope.
Doesn't
he
matter.
Made the save.
He hears you. You see him like clench. And then he kind of like shakes off the spell and then lets out like a deep sigh and then pushes open the little wooden plank that is the barrier between his little hidey hole and the thing. And he just kind of climbs out. And he just kind of like stops and he hangs his head and he like holds on to his medallion. Fine. I'll see you back at the brothel. And he just leaves the room. Doesn't say a word.
Julius would turn to... Hale would turn to follow Julius, like, after staring disapprovingly at Dane for trying to cast a spell on him. He hasn't said anything, just whipped him, and then is now turning to leave.
You're welcome for finding your buddy. Saying.
As he kind of like puts his hand out to give Hale some distance, almost like he doesn't want you to follow him, and he just goes, "Nice friends you got." And then he'll leave.
Saleth is going to pick up Dane's hat. She's gonna hold it out to you.
Dane's gonna look down at it. Like, he kind of like catches up into the moment, realizes what happened, grabs the hat.
No, Salith grabs your hat.
Oh, I thought you were handing it to me.
Well, I was holding it out.
Yeah, I go to take it.
Okay, when you go to take it, I move it quickly behind my back so that we're forced into close proximity of each other.
Okay.
And then she's gonna look at your horns.
You see, like, for the first time since you're like that close, my scowl turns into instead of a glare, you see surprise and like embarrassment.
And then she's gonna take it and give it to you.
What was that?
What was what?
We got Julius. We should go.
Rin's just standing there watching this whole interaction happen, and he's just gonna be like, "Hey, Evans to Betsy, you all need to get a room or something. You know, that's awkward." Walk away.
As you...
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm moving you to the next floor down.
Yeah, I was just gonna remind us about the statue.
Yeah, as we go back down, I fix the statue.
Okay. You come down. Wait. Yeah. Nope, that's not the room. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh, it's this one. Okay. You go down, and you see the statue, and you go, It just bugs you that it's broken.
Yeah, and like I take out the amber medallion, the amber feather as I'm fixing it, almost absentmindedly, like I don't realize I'm doing it.
It's really pretty. It like catches the light in a way, and it like kind of glows in your hand. As you put each hand in the spot, it clicks so perfectly. And then you take the mouth and you put it where it should go.
Mm-hmm.
And it stays. Suddenly, the rings shift. And a black liquid starts pouring from the mouth into the cupped hands of the statue, and it overflows onto the ground. And suddenly, all of you see a black tar-like liquid rising up very fast. It's at your ankles, then it's at your knees, then it's at your waist. And it completely, before you have an opportunity to react, you are completely submerged in pure blackness. And then you open your eyes. You are in the Clocktower, but instead of a dusky, kind of dust-filled room with the light of the lantern, kind of that warm orange glow lighting the room, everything has a purple light illuminating everything. The windows, as you look out, the world outside is upside down. The street level is up, and as you look down, you can see the black moon, the black hole moon, almost like you are slowly falling into it as it's swallowing you up. It is such a startling sight that you almost have vertigo and have to hold on to something to catch yourself. You are in Fia's inner sanctum. And that is where we're going to leave today's episode.
Whoa. That's crazy.
It's not over. All right, guys. Good job, everyone. Let's do some golden buzzers. Starting with Salith.
I'm gonna give it to Dane because I really liked the training stuff and I really liked plotting behind the scenes. I thought it was really fun.
Yes, behind the scenes plotting is fun.
Hale.
Yeah, Dane, because it's a hard like. I liked the interactions between not Hale, Salith and Dane. It was highly entertaining. Um, but Dane's like his his reactions are very different. He's not just like he's still very gruff, but he's like, there's more now.
Mm-hmm.
Dane?
I want to give it to Hale for being the unabashed, sassy self of like, I feel like it's not the same as Jamitch's role by any means, but it's like of the similar vein where Jamich is like, you guys realize that it's fucking crazy what's going on here, right? Like nobody else fucking sees this. And I love that. I love that action where you're like, like there's a tentacle taking over his fucking body, guys. Like we have to handle this. This is stupid. But I loved it.
I'd like to give mine to Salith. I thought the fact that Witch Bolt actually worked and that she was able to use it multiple times. Pretty
Yay, Witch Bolt.
You got 2 kills. That training worked.
Yeah.
Target practice.
Training montage.
Hell yeah.
Pays off.
All right, Dane, you have a golden buzzer.
Woo!
Awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to make Dane, my challenge for Dane was like I want him to make like the typical edgy like rogue like dark brooding character, but like actually make him able to be in a party without being insufferable. And I think I found a good balance of making him just sufferable enough.
Yeah, you're only insufferable to the NPCs.
Yeah.
All right, that means Dane wins. Excellent. All right, guys. See y'all back here next week.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna cut y'all loose. Have a good one. I love y'all. Wait.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. All right. Let me see. Let me find you guys real quick. Turn my camera on. It's